The show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh. The Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue. The show for me and you.
We are back, bringing you the latest lineup from Betway. Betway starts strong with their front two, with Free Play Friday and Swipe Bet. In the middle, you've got all the control with Cash Out and Build a Bet. Plus, with Win Boost, you can boost your sports bet. At the back, they have Smart Picks and the Partial Daily Jackpot.
You always get way more with Betway.
This
advert has been vetted and approved by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Bet responsibly. No under 18. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more.
Citi 97.3. Accra.
We got everything you need, that's true. And applause for the Traffic Avenue.
Traffic Avenue. The show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh. The Traffic Avenue. Traffic Avenue. The show for me and you. Mondays to Fridays, ooh. Traffic Avenue. Oh, yeah.
Citi 97.3. Accra. Citi 97.3. More variety.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
It's 17:30 GMT. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. I am Umaru Sanda Amadou. Tonight, I'm here with
Eno Safo.
And coming up over the next 90 minutes.
For the law you passed on the establishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, I did tell you that it was an act in futility. You were not going to achieve anything from that, but you went ahead to pass it.
Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin wades into controversy around the Office of Special Prosecutor, describing the creation of that office as unnecessary ab initio. Also coming up, we'll take you to the camp of Kennedy Ejapon, where his supporters have been holding press conferences and calling for him to run as an independent presidential candidate in the next general election. And talking about independent candidates,
I take this opportunity to officially, I want to declare my intention to contest as an independent candidate.
That's the MPP parliamentary candidate for Sege in the last election. She's resigned and decided to go independent. Tonight we ask, how will the MPP survive in that constituency where its regional chairman, Divine Agohom, hails from? Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and many other stories on Eyewitness News. And in business,
IMF program will affect next government's ability to fulfill promises. This is according to economist Theo Echampong.
That's in 15 minutes from the Citi Business Desk. Eyewitness News is live across Ghana on a host of affiliate stations, including in the Savannah region on Kasha 99.5 FM in the capital Damongo. We are also in Dabala in the Volta region on Sela Radio 97.1 FM, and in Aflau, also in the Volta region on Huli 98.5 FM. In the Ashanti region, we are on Focus 94.3 FM on the campus of the KNUST in Kumasi and Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Western region, we are live on Beach 105.5 FM in Takrady and Sky Power 93.5 FM also in Takrady. If you go to the Northeast region, we are live on Nobia 98.1 FM in Nalirugu. In Northern region on North Star Radio 92.1 in Tamale. In the Upper East region, we are on Records 92.1 FM in Bongo Namu. In the Upper West region, you can listen to us on Jirapa FM 96.1 in Jirapa, and Tumpani Radio 88.5 FM in the hometown of the speaker, that is Nadoli. We are live on YouTube, we are live on citynewsroom.com, we are on Facebook, and we are interactive. Join us on WhatsApp 0549 986 996 0549 986 996. Go to Twitter, now known as X, and drop your messages using the hashtag City Newsroom. My handle is at Umaru Sanda. You can also tweet at City973. We take off from the House of Parliament, which makes laws. Which law that it made is now being questioned by the Speaker, who presides over the House. He says the law that was created some years back, a few years actually back, under this Akufo-Addo government or administration, which created for the first time an office of special prosecutor, was a total waste. And will tell us the story.
The Speaker of Parliament, Alban Bagbin, says the law establishing the office of the Special Prosecutor was an act in futility. The Speaker contends that the authority of the OSP is embedded in the powers of the Attorney General, which ought to have been funded and separated from the Ministry of Justice. He made the comment during the amendment of the bill on the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values, also known as the Anti-Gay Bill.
For the law you passed on the establishment of the Office of the Special Prosecutor, I did tell you that it was an act in futility. You were not going to achieve anything from that, but you went ahead to pass it. I disagreed with you, but I was alone. Well, I'm very clear in my mind that authority is embedded in the powers of the Attorney General, constitutionally. Who delegated to who? No, but that is not what you put in the act. What you just need to do is to fund the office of the Attorney General well, and remove the Minister of Justice. You separate the two. Minister of Justice is a political appointee. The Attorney General is a technical person, and he only is ranked in conditions of service to that of a Minister of State. It doesn't mean they have to be incorporated to. Oh, I'm talking about the Constitution.
Speaker of Parliament Alban Bagbin.
So he's talking there about the Office of Special Prosecutor, and if you look at the Constitution, Article 88 focuses on the Attorney General's Department. Some of those powers were now given to the OSP. He thinks that it was a pointless exercise. Instead, you should have separated the two. Let's speak to someone who once occupied the office of Attorney General and also Minister for Justice in the John Kufuor government. The Honorable Ni Ayikwe Otu is joining me on the line. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you.
Okay, so I don't know if we should be having this conversation now, because that OSP law was passed in 2018, and it was seeking to hive off some of the powers of the AG to create the OSP. The Speaker is now saying that he disagreed at the time, and his disagreement appears to have been justified because he thinks that the OSP, the whole creation in itself, is an exercise in futility, to quote him. From where you sit, observing how the OSP is operating, and also remembering when you were playing both the dual role of AG and Minister of Justice, would you say the division would have been better than the creation of a new offshoot?
Well, thank you for your question. I think that it's not even the fact that I occupied that office, but I was part of those that crafted the manifesto at the time. What we were looking at is how to fight corruption. And I think it was common knowledge among most people that the AG, being a Minister of State, would find it rather difficult prosecuting his own ministers, assuming they are caught in the web of corruption. And therefore, we were trying to find a way of getting someone who could, handle that position. It was that idea which informed the manifesto drafting committee to come out with this OSP thing. That, look, the Constitution, as it were, appears to be entrenched, the Article 88, and therefore there's not much you can do than to leave the Attorney General to exercise the prosecutorial powers. You would also find that the Attorney General has the authority to ask other people to prosecute on his behalf, which is why you find police prosecutors, immigration officers, and others who also do prosecution on behalf of the Attorney General. In any case, those of us who have been there before will tell you that we can't even get a full complement of lawyers because of conditions of service and all that. And so this whole idea was, okay, then take part of the powers of the Attorney General, give it to someone called the Office of the Special Prosecutor, and give him full autonomy to handle such matters, especially when we are looking at corruption and corruption-related offenses. This is the idea. I do not think that the problem that the OSP is facing has to do with any powers that, or if you like, challenges to his authority by the AG. No. I think his fight is rather with the judiciary, that his cases are not, well, handled by them or looked on with favor. So to me, I do not think that it's necessary for him to lament and to hold press conferences. I mean, when a lawyer goes to court and you lose a case, if you believe strongly that the judges committed errors in coming to that conclusion, all you need to do is to file an appeal. Especially so when this law, is relatively new. New in the sense that we did not see the flurry of activities that he is engaging compared with what Hamidu was doing. Hamidu was working quietly. He, started going to court, and it's not different from, if I remember, is it Yoko, when the Yoko law was made, these same powers of seizure and investigations and the rest also had to go to court, and there were many challenges to their powers and all that. After some time, it was, settled. So what they ought to do is to test the law on appeal and then ask the Court of Appeal people to tell him whether indeed he is acting correctly by maybe seizing the properties as a precondition for investigation, or the other way around, that he's got to finish the investigations before he can seize. So allow the law to grow by going on appeal, like what the AG is telling us about this Aisha 1 and the rest. We all know what the law is, but there's been a little public outcry here and there. So let's go and test it at the Court of Appeal. And I think that OSP hasn't got much of a... I cannot say whether I'm very conversant with issues raised by the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament at the time we crafted this law 2016-2017. I don't know. I can't remember. But I do not think that we did anything wrong or that it was exercising futility. I don't believe so. He has full power. I mean, if you have seized somebody's property according to law, and the judge is saying that the seizure is wrong, so return the money, and you feel strongly about it, just go on appeal. Let the appellate court. I mean, this is why from one judge you go to 3, from 3 you go to 5, or 7 and then 9 and all that. So I think he has created an artificial, crisis for himself. To me, that's what I mean, sitting back, I don't know him too well. And he's not somebody whose number I have that I can call and say, look, I would want us to discuss A or B. But privately, I try to talk to others that I know close by, like the deputy and the rest, because we work together at the AG's department. So crisis that he has created for himself, to me, is unnecessary. He's gone to court and things. I mean, you had seized money, and then you decided to go to other houses to make sure that indeed they're having other money snatched away. And you went and found the monies. Are they not still part of the corruption-related matters that you were already investigating? And why on earth should the judge say that give the money back to that person? And then you accept the position and go and cry to the press. What will the press do for you? What is he expecting the press to do? It should go on appeal. It should just go on appeal and let the appellate court either agree or disagree with either himself or the High Court judge, and then let the law grow.
Now that he has gone to town using the press, what do you reckon is going to happen in the courtroom if he appears before the judges again, the same judges he publicly denounced?
Well, seriously speaking, all judges are taking oath.
And let me just remind listeners, I remember when you appeared before the Supreme Court during the election petition to hold brief for some persons who were standing trial for contempt. Your approach was not confrontational. You approached the bench using a skill that I'm sure many lawyers would be learning from. This particular approach that he used, which may be confrontational, considering how he spoke at the press conference, what do you think the judges are going to do when he appears before them, being the same person and having questioned them in public?
Well, it's not the best, first of all. And let me say that when we were doing attachments many years back, around 1980-81, we were advised that judges also discuss lawyers. And that when lawyers come to misbehave before them, when they meet among themselves, they also discuss the lawyers. And they may take a stand that, look, this gentleman does not seem to show respect to the bench. And therefore, we should also show him that, after all, we have the last say. You know that you may have a good case, and you may be looking for an exercise of discretion in your favor. But because of the way you behave or you approach the judges, they will not exercise their discretion in your favor. It is wrong. I don't know who advises him. So, and I'm not trying to attack him here, but I'm saying that in the best traditions of the profession, in fact, I remember my mentor then, Senior Benjamin Williams, who recently passed away, saying that the place to, if you like, abuse a judge is the court of appeal. Don't stand before him and attempt to abuse him. He has all the powers, and he can even commit you for contempt. So leave him alone and go to the court of appeal. There you have, the latitude to say whatever you want to say about the way he approached the matter that went before him, and condemn him totally and let him look, if you like, stupid. That is where you do that. You don't do it before the judge, or, if you like, go to press. I mean, do all the press conference and when I saw it, then I said, how? What is going on? What is going on? Whose idea is this? That you hold a press conference and then you complain to the press that things are not going the way you want and the judges have ganged up against you. And no. I think he's completely wrong.
Finally,
he's completely wrong. You should not have done that. I don't think that this is what your website people are just going to take there and blow about. Let's talk about serious matters that we are considering. Yes.
Yeah, so my last one is on the speaker's point about the division of the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice. You are saying that the idea for which reason your party proposed the OSP was because the Attorney General may have difficulties prosecuting his colleagues in cabinet. So give someone else the power to prosecute corruption especially. But this person, he may not be in cabinet, but he was appointed by the head of the cabinet and was even nominated by a member of the cabinet per the law. The Attorney General nominates the OSP, the president appoints. It is the same thing, isn't it? There's no independence, truly, is it?
It is the same with the president who appoints all of them in consultation with the Judicial Council and then the Council of State and all that. So it's nothing. I mean, once you are giving the authority, what we call that independence, I mean, exercise your independence the way you want to go, and that's all. You have to exercise your independence. This is why you are giving or clothed with that independence to do whatever it is that you want to do. There is this story which is said that a president of America was asked his greatest regret, and he said it was a particular judge that he appointed. I don't know whether it was the Chief Justice. He exercised complete independence, and he will have none. I mean, no president can invite. You can invite me to your office for any discussion when I've taken oath to do what it is that I want to do in accordance with law. And so all he needs to do is to exercise his authority. After all, the lady, when the news broke, he was still a cabinet minister, or at least a minister of state. You know, it was later that she had to resign, and he took up. And then even whitening that was what I liked so much about him. Whitening the investigations to go beyond even the house where the thing happened, to look at other houses, believing that something would happen. And that was kudos for him. And he went and found these monies, which is seized as part of corruption-related investigation. And how can the judge seriously say return the money? And then you, instead of going on appeal, sit down and cry to a press. What does he want the press to do for him? What does he seriously want the press to do for him? That is very, very disappointing on his part. He should take his office serious in terms of his independence. I'm an independent person. I mean, it's not what matter. I mean, it did. If you invite me, I won't go. And if you try to pressurize me in any way, I will resign. I just leave the office. You go and tell them, I'm not going to resign, but I am something. I don't speak to you, Uncle Nam or something. What is all that? Why? You want to resign. So you do what we've asked you to do. Why we pay you. Honestly, I'm so disappointed. I'm saying that he has all the authority to do his work. He has his, unless we are seeing a situation where the Attorney General says that by Article 88, the power is in me. I gave you some power to act, so I'm not allowed him to act. I've taken over this A and B. Then that means thing will come in. That is when he will be justified. That under the Constitution, the power is given to the Attorney General and not to any other person. So now that he has ceded part of his powers to you, because we have not bothered to make any distinction between the office of Attorney General and the Minister of Justice and the Constitution and all that, and we are not ready to amend the Constitution because of this one thing. This is the way we want to go. If we begin to find that conflict, that when the OSP is trying to do his investigations, he is then being, as it were, frustrated by the Attorney General saying that I owe the aces. I'm sorry on that 88 all prescriptions must come from me. But I'm not allowing you to work. Then that means thing will kick in. Right Honorable Bagby would be right to say that, look, then it's an exercise in futility. But if that is not what is happening, but the Attorney General has agreed that this is the law and that we are all subject to the law, and the OSP law gives you the authority to do what you are doing, and you are, given full authority to go and do it. Just go and do it. That's why some people ask, why are we, some of us, sitting down doing what? Go and do it.
Very well. Thank you so much. Thank you. That's Ghana's immediate past High Commissioner to Canada and former Attorney General and Minister of Justice in the Kufuor government, Ramboni Ayikwe Otu. He was speaking there to us about the Special Prosecutor's Office and what the Speaker of Parliament had to say on that. Meanwhile, there's been a reaction from the majority side after the speaker spoke.
The majority in Parliament is urging the Special Prosecutor not to relent on its efforts to fight corruption. The Special Prosecutor, addressing journalists on Wednesday, November 29, expressed grave concerns over the increasing trend of dismissive rulings in corruption cases, warning that this could lead to dire consequences for the country's anti-corruption efforts. But during a debate ahead of the approval of an amount of 149 million Ghana cedis for the services of the OSP for the year 2024, the Deputy Majority Leader, Alexander Penyomarkin, charged the Special Prosecutor not to give up on his work.
To give it the life that it needs. Let's encourage the Special Prosecutor to do its work. Mr. Speaker, as a practitioner in our court, I know that sometimes these law enforcement agencies get frustrated, but that is it. That is the law. I would want to encourage the Special Prosecutor never to give up. Mr. Speaker, only yesterday he was a practitioner, and as a defense counsel, he knows how he did his work to have his way for his client. So if today he is holding the other side of the stick, be it strong or weak, you should know that these are the things that go with it. I would want to encourage the office. I don't want to personalize it that it is Mr. Kisi Jabi. It is the office.
That was the Majority Leader, Alexander Penyomarkin.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You know your papa see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, papa! Bobo, so how your engine now? It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Cause and you can't feel better energy. Can't touch this. Tell you guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that. Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched. Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz? No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer. Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency. Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry, Chairman. Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
It is your time to vote for assembly members and unit committee members. So get involved and vote.
Citizens of Ghana, this is an urgent call from the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE. District level election is here again. This year's election will take place on the 19th of December 2023. Every 4 years, Ghanaians are enjoined to elect citizens to serve as assembly and unit committee members to help facilitate the development of your community and the district. The time to exercise that civic duty is now. On Tuesday, December 19th, 2023, visit your voting center between 7 a.m. and 5 p.m. with your valid voter's ID card and cast your vote to elect your preferred candidate. Remember, democracy begins at the local governance level. Your vote counts. Vote for development change agents. Vote for Ghana. A message from the National Commission for Civic Education, NCCE.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
You're welcome back. Let's do some more stories. The Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association says it is awaiting a court directive on its suit against the Communications Ministry on the mandatory payment of some fees and the closure of some stations. According to Gibber, they deem the mandate and process used in collection of fees as illegal. This development comes on the back of threats by Communications Minister Ursula Usu-Ekuful to have television signals to homes and offices shut down from next year if broadcasters decline to pay for the usage of the digital terrestrial television platform. Speaking to City News, President of Gibber, Cecil Sunkwamil, says the outcome of the court decision will help streamline activities that will include benefiting rates to be paid by members.
This year, when we wrote our last letter, and complaint. The select committee invited Giba to a meeting of which the minister was part. And we had a long deliberation on fees and which were part of the deliberations, including a closure of some station on this. And that was not specifically related to that. But we spoke a lot about the mandate and then the process used in fixing these charges. So that meeting there was supposed to be a follow-up meeting after we had that meeting with the parliamentarians and the minister. And only to our surprise, the next day, invoices were issued out to the stations that were on the platform of apparently a discounted amount of $10,000 a month was issued out to the stations. So under those circumstances, we sought advice and we actually went to the court to have this action interpreted. If fees could be fixed arbitrarily by the ministry on its own without use of the appropriate act which is supposed to be doing this. So basically for us, this is where we are. And we want that interpretation by the court. That would actually help to streamline activities in which will include the fixing of rates and fees and even leading to the closure of stations.
On the latest report by NMC and NCA on some media houses churning out unethical and unlawful media content, Mr. Sunkwa Mills said Giba will not relent on its monitoring to ensure they comply with the NMC's directive.
It's not all stations that are members of GIBA. So there are a number of stations that are not members. So we haven't cited any specific members yet that have been on that platform involved in that. Those are members. Because we have a code of conduct and ethics for our members to do their operations. So they are guided by it. However, about a month ago, we were part of a consortium that launched this exercise. Ourselves, GIBA, DJ, Primpa, together supported the NMC and the NCA in specifically launching this exercise where we were going to monitor this. Remember that GIBA and all the other members we have mentioned, we have representation in the NMC, and there's a process of how infractions on content is dealt with by the NMC. They have a disciplinary procedure that they have to deal with. So in conversation with the NMC previously, they have said that they're going to update us on when that process is going to happen. So I believe that process should take place, and it will let us know the kind of recommendations that will come through and how they will implement it. So,
you heard the president of the Ghana Independent Broadcasters Association, Cecile Sunkwa Mills. Minister for Information, Kojo Ponkrumah, says the National Communications Authority and the National Media Commission are working to sanitize the media landscape without infringing on the freedom of expression of any media outlet. A joint media monitoring from the NCA and NMC for the second half of November showed an increase in unethical and offensive content with 12 repeat offenders. Speaking on the City Breakfast Show, Kojo Ponkrumah detailed the approach of the NMC and NCA in regulating media content without clamping down on targets.
Last time the NCA on their own tried to enforce their regulations, it was interpreted by the market and international bodies and as an attempt to oppress media. There were media houses that had refused to renew their frequency authorizations, hadn't paid their license fees for so many years. When the NCA acted in accordance with the law, it was interpreted as an attempt to clamp down on media. The NMC and the NCA are trying to avoid the same scenario by ensuring that as they are receiving these reports, they are publishing, and they are telling you who is a repeat offender, and they are telling you the kind of offenses. They have actually captured the evidence as the reports come in. So when people make reports, they capture, and then when they sit at the adjudication panel, they can then say 9 a.m. Tuesday morning, this date, this is what you were showing. This is our determination that you are in breach. What sayest thou? If you have a response that makes sense, put it forward. If you don't, is it an administrative penalty they are going to exact on you? Are you a repeat offender that they are going to then recommend to the NCA? This media house is a repeat offender and has refused consistently to comply with the standards. And therefore, we are issuing a notice for the suspension of the frequency that you have given them. Then the NCA will now use the Electronic Communications Act and the regulations therein to then trigger a suspension or maybe even a withdrawal of the authorization that they have given. If we don't do it this way, tomorrow some politician or some government or some minister who wants to use it to clamp down on somebody who he doesn't like can then use the precedent, that arbitrary precedent.
Kojo Nkrumah is Minister for Information. Meanwhile, the Executive Secretary of the National Media Commission, George Sapong, says it is ready to work with the 12 media houses engaged in repeated, unethical and unlawful content if they show remorse. He spoke on the City Breakfast Show.
To get around all these things within the law in order to make sure that the airwaves are safe for everybody.
So these people, in these 12 that you have cited for repeat offense, which you are saying they've given their last warning, you said you may, you used the word may, and I was quite dismayed. What do you mean you may sanction them? Because you clearly stated that they have shown unethical and unlawful content. So why is it may and not will?
It seems to me that I like your dismay, and I think that is where most of us should sit. But if you're a public body, you need a very expansive, let me use the metaphor, heart in dealing with errant people, knowing that even the most errant will still sometimes, if they have big ego, argue that they have the constitutional right to do what is wrong. And so when we say make, it is only to offer a leeway about what are the possibilities within the circumstances. If any one of them showed remorse now, it would seem to me that we would be ready to work with them towards a better future without necessarily issuing some regulatory sanctions.
George Sapong is the Executive Secretary of the National Media Commission.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
The other day, I visited Kweku at his spunky new office to congratulate him on opening his business. And man, was I impressed. The business is just moving quick. The sales, customers, everything is just working seamlessly. The secret? He said,
it's MTN Business Broadband. In this fast-paced environment, we need fast and reliable internet to support all business types. No laggy online meetings, great download and upload speeds, impeccable business management systems, all inclusive. I mean, you can have it all.
Sharp! I signed on immediately.
To enable your business stay ahead and stay connected, make sure you're signed on to the best internet made just for businesses. MTN Business Broadband. Sign up today on broadband.mtn.com.gh and manage your account on my MTN app. Call 0244 308 111 for more information. We are good together everywhere you go.
Mommy, please, let's go. Hey, why are you taking the whole family? You've forgotten I said I was coming here today?
Forgive me, but we are all headed to Royal Senchi for Christmas.
But it's not Christmas yet.
Shit. Christmas has started early at the Royal Senchi. From now till 21st of December, you can book a room for 2 people at a promo rate of 1,500 cedis on bed-only basis.
You're joking. 1,500 cedis for a room at the plush Royal Senchi? Let me call my husband now.
Call 0244 958 822 or 0303 409 180 or send an email to reservations@theroyalsenchi.com. Terms and conditions apply. The Royal Senchi, your luxury riverside escape.
On 19 December 2023, oh, vote for the women for a better Ghana. The time for women is now. Let us vote, oh, vote for the women for a better Ghana. Ago, fellow Ghanaians, the Electoral Commission of Ghana has set Tuesday, 19 December 2023 for the District Assembly elections. On that day, we are encouraging all Ghanaians of voting age to go out and vote, especially for more women into our assembly.
I know.
Assembly about no basu bronya busuni emu. Ayade da ito so edon krono. Kai say e badu do wa obetu aba wejina on peswa so no.
There are currently over 9,000 assembly members in all the 261 assemblies in Ghana. Out of these, only about 800 are women. This is less than 10%.
When you say, why am I mu a mad so chain member? Now so about assembly members are measure now about bako alan you baby no assembly ho. A balosa what 80 mumay namwa payanya madu do. Fi assembly abatu imu. Ane umay to yaba ma.
Your vote for a woman on December 19, 2023 will help increase women representation at your assembly for equitable development.
Kai say you got a babu do your assembly mua. A babu ma your assembly no akon kai e won to do mam.
When men and women take decision together, we all win. Yes, the time for women is now. This message is brought to you by the National Association of Local Authorities of Ghana, NALA. The time for women is now. Let us vote for the women for a better Ghana. On 19 December 2023, vote for the women for a better Ghana. The time for women is now. Let us vote for the women for a better Ghana. For economic development, let us vote for the women for a better Ghana. For quality education, let us vote for the women for a better Ghana. For health and sanitation, let us vote for the women for a better Ghana.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You're welcome back. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. Let's go to Sege constituency in the Greater Accra region. It's a constituency the New Patriotic Party has never won, but it tried its best in the last time that its Greater Accra Regional Chairman was a candidate. This time around, its candidate for the last election was Eunice Lassie. Now, she today called a press conference to announce that she's tired of the MPP. She's going independent in the Sege constituency. Why? Madam Lassie, you're welcome to Eyewitness News. Hello, madam.
Hello.
Yes, good evening.
Good evening, my boss.
Why have you decided to ditch your party?
Thank you very much. I'll use this opportunity to thank all your listeners and your viewers. I've not ditched MPP party. It's freedom of association. I was with the MPP, but I see myself not to be treated fairly. So I decided to go my way and contest as independent candidate.
Explain treated fairly.
Politics is about numbers. And politics is money. And politics is time. So if you are a candidate or an aspirant on the MPP ticket, and all your effort is just going down the drain, you have to advise yourself. This is politics. I contested the general election 2020, and I lost by 1,789 votes. I came back 2023 for our last primary, and the way they treated me was no good. And bear with me, before the nomination form, I was given a suspension, which I think you can recall that. For something I argued over, I was given a suspension letter, indefinite suspension. I went to the regional additional committee, knowing very well that we've solved the issue. I went to file. They locked the party office. I took, this is politics. Into the election, they were just telling people, the polling station executives, if they vote for me, the delegate, they vote for me, the constituency chairman he cannot work with me. Regional chairman said he cannot work with me. So I don't want to sit down idle and watch them. So I have to go as independent candidate. Looking at my fortunes at 2020, I have the conviction that if I go, because the people of Sege constituency are still waiting for Eunice Lassie to come and lead them to Parliament. And I don't want to disappoint them. So I have to find my way out. So if you see my resignation letter and you hear my press conference, these are just the major reasons why I think I have to go as an independent candidate. Because I'm just considering the people of Sege constituency, not a political party.
So your reason for going out is one, your constituency chairman, two, your regional chairman, Divine Agohom.
Yes.
What have they done against your candidature?
I stated everything in my resignation letter. Today, I said something about that. Because it's very pity, it's very sad. You're spending on the constituency. So parliamentary candidate on the party ticket, it's not easy. From 2020, after today, I'm still spending money. People come to me. The 16,000 people or 15,000 people who voted for me still come to me because the moment you don't win the election, they see you as the MP. Because they voted for you.
Did you contest? Did you contest the just ended primaries of the party?
Yes. Yes. And it was full of intimidation.
So you were in the contest 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
And you lost?
I lost. Because they were intimidating the police station executive, the delegates. If you don't know, you vote for units, we take you out of the album. No.
What position did you come? I mean, in the end, what was your rank on the votes, in the voting?
We were just two.
So you came second.
I came second.
What was the vote difference?
It was 122.
So you had 123 votes.
No, I have 170. 172.
And your opponent had how many votes?
293.
So are you not being a sour loser? Because if you're saying that the party leaders did not like you, they would have prevented you from contesting. But you went into an open contest and lost.
You know what?
You should have simply stayed in and lived with the fact that the party has chosen someone else.
I want to correct you here. This is a political party. Excuse my language. They can't prevent me. Have the right to pick a form. If they could have that chance, they could have done that. But in our party constitution, you can't prevent anybody from contesting. If you have the money to buy your form, to file, and you have all the requirements, you can contest. They can't. And they can't prevent you. So
do you consider yourself still a member of the NPP?
No, please.
So you've resigned from the party?
Completely.
Okay. Please stay on the line if you don't mind. I want to hear from the regional chairman on this decision of yours. Let me go to the other line and speak to Divine Agohom. He's Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Sir, you're welcome to Eyewitness News.
Thank you. Wow.
The constituency you hail from, the constituency you tried to go to Parliament on, Sege, is in turmoil, at least from the MPP side of things. Your candidate for 2020 decides to resign from your party and also go independent, knowing the votes that the MPP garners from that area and the fact that is already a challenge for you. This resignation and announcement of independence should be a big blow to your party, no?
Well, first of all, let me say good evening to you and your cherished listeners. It's been a while. I hope we are all doing well.
We are great. Thank you.
Yes. Yes, definitely. I just listened to the lady answering your questions, and it is true. We received a letter of resignation, and I was just informed this evening that she's gone ahead to, as it were, organize a press conference to announce her candidature as a private candidate, as an independent candidate come 2024. Yes, so definitely, that's quite a fragile constituency for us. We really struggled to come this far. And we have somebody who contested on our ticket in 2020 elections, leaving us at this time, I think, to some extent, definitely to head the party. However, we would have to just work hard to redeem whatever losses that might bring, so we'll be able to still go ahead and win the elections come 2020.
Listening to her, she sounds as if she was hounded out of the party by the constituency chairman and your good self. What do you say to that allegation?
I listen. You ask a very good question as to what exactly did we do against her. There is somebody who, in 2018, sought to contest on the ticket of the party as a women's organizer, by which time she was not a registered member of the party known to us in Sege constituency. We therefore disqualified her. I was not the regional chairman by then. Later, we got to know that she votes rather at Okatamanso, not Sege constituency. So she was disqualified. When a window of opportunity came for her to transfer her vote, she did. And she moved her votes to Sege constituency. And so 2020, when I was the regional chairman, she went through the process. Somebody else contested her. She beat the person, and she became the candidate of the party. She went to the election. She did quite well. The other person who she beat at the primary did not leave the party. She stayed and worked for her. Now, there were issues. She was talking about being suspended from the party indefinitely. The same Divine Otuago, the regional chairman, saw to it that that suspension was revoked and she was reinstated. And that was how she was able to pick form. Nobody stopped her. She went to the constituency office and came back saying that the office was locked. We allowed her. She got a form. She went through vetting. She went through balloting. She contested the primaries. Unfortunately, this time for her, she lost. And then she's telling us that she's leaving because somebody did not treat her fairly. I was so happy you asked her that question. What did the people she's accusing, what did we do against her? Specifically, what did we do? So I think it is within her right. If she thinks that she no more wants to be a member of the party and for that reason she's resigning, that's okay. But she also signed a form, all right? The application to contest. She signed a form. And in that form, it's clearly stated that once you are contesting on the ticket of the party, you cannot contest an independent candidate or contest on the ticket of any other party. I don't know if she read that, but that's the form that she signed. I don't think I'm in any way contesting her position to resign and leave the party as it were or whatever. But I think that's her decision.
So you will not beg her to return, considering that you need numbers?
Oh, but you asked her the question and she said she's left. Somebody who's left and is gone, you're going to call it. When she was coming, she didn't organize any press conference to announce coming in. And if she decides to go out this way, we will continue to engage. It's true. The game in which we are is a game of numbers. So we need everybody. It's so unfortunate that at this material moment, somebody will say she's leaving it. So behind the scenes, the elders are, asked to try and reconcile, their constituencies after the primaries, of which again is one. So they will engage her. If she is able to resign her decision, come back fine. Somebody has sent a flyer to me already advertising independent candidature. So it means that she's gone far. Be it as it may, we are still talking and even hoping that we'll be able to get people from the other parties to join us. So why not? We'll continue talking. If she's able to change her mind and stay within the party, that will be fine for all of us.
This form that she endorsed, which form said she would not contest as an independent candidate after the primaries, how binding is it? Is it something you can enforce in a court of law and say that this lady promised us that she would not run as independent and now she is going, so the court should stop her? Is that something that you can take to court?
Well, I think for now, the first option is, as I said, to allow the elders of the party the space to engage not only, units, but all other losing aspirants who probably may not be happy to consider staying and working for the party. So if we exhaust that one and we are still unable to get her back, then of course we will look at other options available to us.
Thank you so much for speaking to us.
You're welcome, my brother.
That's Divine Otu Agohom. He's the Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, and we're talking about the decision of the 2020 candidate for Sege, which is his constituency, to go independent. Let me conclude with her. Madam Eunice Lassie, so Divine was asking there, what specifically has he done against you? You mentioned his name.
Okay, thank you. He came to the constituency.
Can you speak up? Can you speak up, please?
I said he came to the constituency from the team, and after the election, they came out boldly, thanking him, our hero, our father, for helping us drive the devil away. We still have all those evidence.
Did you see him directly involved in whatever they were doing, or they were just a group that was doing what they had to do?
This is politics we are talking about. This is politics. If you get 5 people and you have a meeting, if you are not careful, that meeting will leak. I didn't want to accuse him. I knew all what he was doing. I didn't want to accuse him because he was the regional chairman. To the extent that a electoral area coordinator can put it boldly on the platform, thanking him as a hero for helping them with his hard work to drive the devil away. My brother, put your leg in my shoe. This is politics. I'm also spending money in my constituency. This is politics.
Very well. Now that you are going independent, are you amenable to being spoken to? If the party comes to speak to you, would you listen and remain?
I don't have any issue with anybody. I just took a decision. I want to quit. I just want to quit. I have several meetings with some of our opinion leaders in the party. We are still on it. So I think I've gone far with my press conference. I've gone far with my publication as an independent candidate. So this one, for now, I want to leave it like when you get the report, because I'm still meeting them. They're still calling, I'm still meeting them.
Did you openly support any of the flag bearer aspirants of the party in the just ended primaries?
The presidential aspirants, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Who did you support?
I support Honorable Alan Chiramantin.
So you supported Alan Chiramantin?
Yes, please.
Now, when he exited, why didn't you exit with him?
I didn't exit with him because I am a member of the NPP. I sometimes wonder why people try to say he needs to leave the party because of Alan. Alan exited before you saw the form. I bought my form at 3,000. I filed at 13,500. I went for campaign, went through the election, the primary. My dear, before God a man, if I want to follow Alan, I could have done that without looking back. Because I was part of his regional team, the operations team. I was one of his key regional coordinators, voter regional coordinators, election planning and whatever committee. I was part of his team. I went to the moving peak also to witness his press conference. He announced he's no more with the NPP. He's going as independent candidate. He's going to form a team to showcase the Fashanto. That very day I took a decision. After which I bought the form, NPP form. I picked forms, I filed. I paid money. I went through the campaign. Excuse my language. Not that I have money and I just want to spend. I am a member of NPP. If I want to follow Alan, I would have buy forms and spend money, go through the... Can you imagine going for primaries, spending money on D-Day? So you see, my issue with NPP, all my points I'm saying now, it's not about me wanting to go and join Alan or something. No, this is personal issue. This whole thing started from 2018, if I can recall. Where was the parliamentary race then, or the presidential race then? No, this is the time. I have to speak my mind.
Very well. Your chairman or your former chairman says to me he has seen your your flyers. I haven't seen them. Which logo are you using? What's your emblem?
It's a unity logo.
Okay.
And my motto is unity, transparency, and development. It's just a unity logo.
So what symbol do you have? Are you using a symbol?
Yes. The symbol looks like people just holding on to a star up.
Oh.
So it's just a unity logo.
Why didn't you use the yellow butterfly?
So I'm telling
after all, you are out now, and so you are in the same boat with Alan. So I'm just asking, and you supported him anyway. So why not doing something similar to that?
I am out now. Alan went as independent candidate, right? With his symbol, the butterfly. Eunice Lassie is out with her symbol, unity symbol. Alan's movement is not a political party.
Are you joining his movement? Will you join his movement?
But now, I am Eunice Lassie, and my symbol is unity symbol.
Okay. Would you join the NDC if they made overtures?
No, please.
Do you also know that your decision to go independent will split the MPP votes and the seat to remain an NDC seat, as it's always been?
It's not possible.
You sure?
I'm going to win that seat. It's not possible.
Wish you all the best.
In my constituency cannot boast of Sege constituency as we speak now. It used to be their seat, this is our seat, this is our home. But now, as I'm speaking to you, no political party can boast this is my seat. They have the MP now. Into the elections, we all have a role to play. I'm contesting as independent, and I know what I'm talking about. I can never stand anywhere and say, this seat, I know they are still the MP, but this zone is no more for NDC.
Very well. Thank you for speaking to us and wish you all the best.
Thank you very much. And before I go, I want to clear something here.
Go ahead.
My regional chairman, my former regional chairman, or me, I'm a former MPP, said something about a form I filled. I want him to understand that that form is not constitutional. They cannot deprive me from my political right. The moment I fill the form or I signed the letter, I read the letter and I signed it and I presented it to them, signed by Eunice Lassie, that I have quit NPP. Their condition, their contract is not binding Eunice Lassie again.
But it was binding before when you were a member.
It was binding. Now I'm out of the party.
But that would amount to bad faith. A contract that you signed and you were a reasonable person the time you signed, and that contract prevented you from moving and going to do what you're doing now. They can enforce that in court.
Don't worry. I'll be very happy to meet them in court. But let me remind you of this. In MPP Constitution, because they have a 3-9 plus 1 or the 3-6 plus 1 says that if you want to leave the party, you write officially to them. Signed officially, which I did. I did officially.
So when you were signing that bond, you knew in your head that it was a waste of time. It was an exercise in futility.
I didn't even think about it because I know I'm MPP. I can tell you, they cannot stop me.
Okay.
From contesting or doing my independent thing.
All right.
So if the thing I have breached their contract or I've breached the contract between myself and the MPP, we can meet in court.
All the best. Thank you. Eunice Lassie was the MPP parliamentary candidate for Sege in the Greater Accra region in 2020. Now she has announced she's going independent. She's not using the umbrella, not the umbrella, she's not using the butterfly of Alan Chamanti, even though he supported Alan Chamanti in the presidential election. But she has her own symbol and she's going independent. This is Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We are coming to you from our studios in Adabraka in Accra. Eno has some other stories for us.
A group of supporters of a Sin Central Member of Parliament, Kennedy Ejapon, is urging him to contest the 2024 presidential election as an independent candidate. The legislator lost the New Patriotic Party flag bearership bid to Vice President Dr. Muhammadu Bawumia in the party's keenly contested November 4 presidential primary. Addressing a news conference in Accra today, chairperson of the group, Kwabena Yankee, said their call is hinged on Mr. Japon's contribution to the country's economic growth over the years.
We are compelled to advocate for a prosperous Ghana while we urge our father, Kennedy Ejapon, to stand as independent candidate for a massive win 2024. Yes. Kennedy Ejapon, renowned for his unspoken nature, unwavering love, and competitive with Ghana's development, has demonstrated his dedication through actions. He has spearheaded intentions resulting in the establishment of companies that employ 7,000 workers. Notably, his initiative in building a state-of-the-art cardio hospital, an investment surpassed $7 million, underscore the commitment to the well-being of Ghana.
Kwabena Yankee is the chairman of organized supporters of Kennedy Ejapon.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. City Business News. Be informed.
Time now for City Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Inosafa. Let's settle for the details. Economist Dr. Theo Echampong has stated that the current IMF program and economic conditions will pose significant challenges for the next government to fulfill major promises. He attributes this difficulty to a lack of fiscal space for government initiatives due to the existing economic circumstances. Dr. Theo Echampong made these remarks during a roundtable discussion on public officers' accountability and transparency organized by CDD Ghana.
The last 2 points that I want to highlight comes back to the party manifestos itself. And this is one of the root cause things that I think we again must interrogate. And here is the warning about big unfunded promises that the parties tend to make. And I say this because there's very, very little room for any government coming in 2025 to execute any big promise that they're going to make, because we're still going to be under, IMF program. And if this whole external debt restructuring even further delays, then the idea of collectively $15 billion of fiscal room may just not manifest. And so we have to take the parties on, interrogate their manifestos, and question them and inform and educate the public on, the reasonableness or otherwise of some of the promises.
Dr. Champong also called for an amendment to the Bank of Ghana Act to provide greater autonomy to the institution.
On the exchange rate and inflation front, I think that yes, on inflation and exchange rate, we're going to have some relative stability. But again, it's about ensuring and pushing importantly for the amendment to the Bank of Ghana Act, which has been proposed in the IMF program to ensure that, we reduce this excessive dominance of the Treasury, the Ministry of Finance in terms of the overall policy agenda in the country. The IMF uses the word, quote and unquote, fiscal dominance. In very simple terms, the Bank of Ghana has lost control over its, monetary policy making over the last couple of years, and it's a question of pushing for the amendment to the Bank of Ghana Act that would allow them more autonomy and more independence.
Dr. Theo Echampong is an economist. Human resource practitioners are being strongly encouraged to adopt a robust, data-driven approach for advancing the development of their respective institutions. The Ministry of Employment and Labour Relations asserts that this approach will act as a catalyst for socio-economic growth. Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Rekubrobe, emphasized the significance of data-driven initiatives in fostering national development during the launch of the 2022 HR Outlook and Benchmark Report by the Chartered Institute of Human Resources Management.
Human capital is a driving force behind every successful organization, and its effective management is crucial for sustainable growth and prosperity. As we stand at the intersection of human resource management and the evolving landscape of technology, it has become imperative for us to reevaluate and redefine our approach to HR practices. Redefining HR in a data-driven world should not just be a theme, but also a rallying call for us to leverage the power of data in reshaping our approach to human resource management. Data, when harnessed effectively, has the potential to revolutionize the way we attract, develop, and train talent. It enables us to make informed decisions. We identify trends and create strategies that are not just responsive, but anticipated.
That was Deputy Minister for Employment and Labour Relations, Bright Rekubrobe. In a push for responsible technology integration, Director General of the Ghana Indian Kofi Annan Centre of Excellence in ICT, Dr. Collins Yeboah-Afari, is calling for stringent regulations on the use of artificial intelligence. Although he highlights the numerous advantages AI offers in the workplace, he stresses the crucial need for proactive regulations to effectively manage and mitigate potential risks associated with its application. Dr. Yeboah-Afari spoke on the sidelines of the launch of the 20th anniversary and unveiling of a new logo for the Ghana India Kofi Annan Centre of Excellence in ICT here in Accra.
I honestly don't think that AI is going to take your job, let's say, right? It will make your job doing even easier. It will provide you the information that you may not necessarily otherwise have found easily. It will make it easier for you to get the data that you need in doing your job. Now, in terms of, I said that earlier, I think if the government, and I'm hopeful, that we regulate the space well. Even now in the US Congress, they are all struggling to regulate the AI space. So it's a novel thing. It just came and dumped on us that we are all trying to figure out how to play with it.
That was the Director General of the Ghana Indian Kofi Annan Centre of Excellence in ICT, Dr. Collins Yeboah-Afari. That's all for City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news on Eyewitness News is brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Inu Safo. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That'll be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move Personal Loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
You know, Papa, see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa!
Bobo, so how your engine now?
It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Actually, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that.
Yes, so somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched.
Sancho Panza. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz?
No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer.
Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency.
Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry, Chairman.
Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Are you all set for an unforgettable experience with the Bin Nation King?
Yo, Ghana, what's up? You don't know, Stone Boy representing on the 13th of December. It's a thing called the GCB Recoded Concert happening at the Grand Arena on the 13th of December, 6 p.m. sharp. Make sure I see you, because you don't know it's going to be beer fire blazing. You don't know.
Adina, Mr. Drew, and the incredible DWP Dance Group. Join us on 13th December, 6 p.m. at the Grand Arena, Accra International Conference Center as GCB Bank presents Recoded Live, featuring Stone Boy, Adina, Mr. Drew. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
News. My name is Umaru Sandama. Tonight, Point Blank is focusing on Parliament. There is a debate, not a debate, by an amendment of a sort, clause by clause amendment of the bill on the promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values, which is known as the anti-gay bill. This is happening in the House of Parliament. The House on Friday took the bill through the consideration stage after the sponsors accused the majority caucus of a deliberate attempt to frustrate its passage. So here are excerpts of proceedings from Parliament today on the consideration of the anti-gay bill.
I I disagree with the position of the committee at the committee level, and I will do so again on the floor. Mr. Speaker, the essence of 4 is so cardinal to this legislation, so cardinal, so fundamental to it. I've been struggling to appreciate the point made by the ranking member that this offense, Article 39, is not been able to point it out. There's the subjectivity element that he points to. That too, I am struggling to appreciate, because you see, when we enact the provision this way, subject to the enhancement contained in the amendments listed thereafter, there will be investigations. If somebody makes a complaint that Clause 4, which subsequently will become Section 4 of the law, has been breached, that is not the end of it. Investigations will be conducted. It is the investigation that will establish a prima facie that indeed Clause 4, subsequently Section 4 of the law, has been breached or not. So there are similar provisions in other laws that which creates the penal offense for which they are in existence. So if the ranking member and the chairman is of opinion that and the use of undermine is nebulous, is subjective, is vague, is lacks clarity, what in their opinion will be the most clear diction to adopt? They have not been able to propose that. So being merely against the subsistence of this provision in the law is not sufficient. They should bring alternatives. Otherwise, then they should allow other members who have gone ahead to propose amendments to the provision which will make it better, so that those amendments can be considered and carried. Our task this morning is to see whether or not this provision can be considered subject to amendment, but to submit to the House that the entire provision be deleted because it offends Article 39 of the Constitution, which, in my opinion, has not been established. Sorry, I'm not putting words in your mouth. I'm making submission. So you resume your seat, Mr. Speaker. I recognize you. I am saying that you have not demonstrated that Article 39 has been breached as a result of this provision. You haven't established that, and that's not, Mr. Speaker. Furthermore, the advice from the Attorney General also merely suggested that it offends the Constitution. It's not been able to demonstrate it. How the use of undermine in this provision offends the constitutional provision that he insinuated. And so it is based on these reasons that I opposed the amendment at the committee level. I stood against it. I was defeated. And the committee went ahead to suggest that it should be deleted. But I'm happy that I found support in the majority leader and the former minority leader, that it's a provision that can be properly considered subject to the amendments proposed and carried. Mr. Speaker, it will enhance the law.
The clause we are looking at is at the heart of the bill. Now, if the word undermine is what is posing the difficulty, probably, Mr. Speaker, 4.1 can read, we substitute undermine for promote, and then change the language in the negative, so that I have to read that a person shall not promote improper. A person shall not promote improper. Then you are now defining it, because the difficulty is with the use of the word undermine. So we can reverse it. A person shall not promote improper human sexual rights, and Ghanaian family values specified in Section 2 of this Act. So the word undermine will go, and probably it now can sit with the thinking or contemplation in Article 39 of the Constitution. I do not think that the emphasis that 39 should necessarily create an offense by the Constitution is the thinking of those who framed the Constitution. So maybe the word undermine is what is giving us a difficulty. We should delete the word undermine and go for a person shall not promote. Then in the negative, promote improper human sexual rights. Then Article 2 becomes relevant.
I find the difficulty that my friend Roxanne is in this morning. He's wearing two hats. Mr. Speaker, he is one of the sponsors of this bill, and he is also a member of the committee. And I am presenting the committee's report. Now, I am not saying that if anything he doesn't agree with the committee report, he should not air his views. But at least at the committee level, that was the agreement, that because of the ambiguities and the uncertainties, subjectivity, we would be able to delete that clause and will still achieve our aim within the bill. So I still move that the entire clause be deleted. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, we cures the proposal being made by Honorable Haruna Idisu. Prohibition of propaganda of, promotion of, and advocacy for activities prohibited under this act. So it means that prohibition is already, promotion is already created as an offense. So if we do that particular amendment in clause 4, what will be the effect of that amendment on clause 12 of the bill, which also prohibits promotion? And Mr. Speaker, let me use the opportunity to state that I choose my words carefully. In arguing using Article 39, I never said it offends Article 39 or the provision breaches Article 39 as stated by my learned brother, Dafamako. What I stated was that looking at Article 39 of the Constitution, it doesn't create an offense. It creates the obligation without the offense. And clause 1, from clause 1 to clause 3, is functioning along Article 39 of the Constitution. Therefore, it is not necessary to create the offense here. Rightly speaking, Honorable Haruna Idisu said we should change the word to promotion. Now, if we change it to promotion, that has already been taken care of by clause 12 of the bill. So do we create an offense of promotion and come to clause 12 and create the same offense of promotion? So thinking through the entire bill, the committee is of the view that clause 4 of the bill should be deleted.
His problem is those words that he says in subclause 4.1b, instigate, command. So we can still tidy up 4.1a. A person shall not engage in conduct. Because if you read Article 39 well, Mr. Speaker, with your indulgence, I quote, Article 39 subject to clause 2 of this article, the state shall take steps to encourage the integration of appropriate customary values into the fabric of national life. So now we want to go into conduct so that a person shall not engage in a conduct that undermines the proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian family values. That will sit with 39 and still satisfy him with his quest that under Article 39. So that what makes us Ghanaian is what Article 4 will seek to do. Appropriate, that this conduct, in our view as Ghanaians, is inappropriate, will be defined by us. So instead of just leaving the word undermine to stand alone, it should be a person shall not engage in conduct. Then we've now defined that it is conduct that we are targeting. That if you engage in a certain behavioral pattern unknown to our values and norms, you will be capable under the provisions of Section 4 of this bill. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
It's very, very important. Yes. Now, my ranking member and senior at the bar, it's a bit worried that I appears to have said things that he didn't say. But the essence of his submission is that we are crafting a provision that, according to him, in Article 39, may not sit well with it. Mr. Speaker, technically speaking, you are saying it's not in consonance. Otherwise, then there's no basis for the objection. That's what I'm saying. So I withdraw those words if they appear to have insinuated things that you didn't suggest. But technically speaking, his second submission that 4 should be deleted in its entirety because it's been taken care of in 12, and so 12 should subsist, it defeats its position. Except to say that it's not saying that 4 should be deleted because it's a surplusage, because it's been taken care of by 12. But the subsistence of 12 is so fundamental. The essence of what we are doing in 12 is to ensure that, like the minority leader said, the Honorable Anna Idrisu said, by conduct. What will constitute conduct that will offend this provision? It will be a matter of investigation. So, the suggestion by the committee chairman, the chairman knows that we disagreed. The committee prevailed, and I made the point that I'll take it to the floor. So, the suggestion by the committee chairman that it should be deleted was based on the fact that it offended the Constitution in the opinion contained by the Attorney General. So, Mr. Speaker, I think that the proposal to delete 4 is not warranted.
So those are members of parliament arguing over what should be allowed to go and what should be deleted and what should be inserted in the bill before the House known as the Proper Human Sexual Rights and Ghanaian Family Values, also known as the Anti-Gay Bill. So that consideration would continue before the House goes on recess. We'll see what decision would have been arrived at. But that would be it for Eyewitness News tonight. My name is Umaru Sanda Amado. I did this with Eno Safo. Production by Kobna Wilson, Beverly London, and Sami Uyafi. The technical support came through from Desmond Nyaku and the new media support from Edwin Kwakofi. We return tomorrow at 17:30 GMT. Thank you for listening. Up next is Pitchside podcast from the City Sports team. Stay with us.